Hello, my name is Isabel and I'm your village witch. I am a life coach and ritualist and worker with the seasons and the earth. And if you want to learn more about my work or check out my Patreon or my website, those links are in the description below. But we're here for a summer solstice tarot reading and I'm gonna dive us right in. I've cast my circle, but I'm gonna ask the deck a question, which is, what guidance, dear tarot, dear universe, do you have for our collective in this moment? The collective being anyone who's watching this. And I'll say that in a second. Okay, I'm gonna do a few shuffles for that question. Three. It's feeling right. So much of the tarot, what feels right. If you're a feeler like me, feeling my way through the world, I'm gonna cut the deck. Oh, it was a little bit of a conversation between two piles, which was the right one, but it declared itself. I'm working with the Queer Tarot made by Ash and Chess, a riff on the Rider-Waite Tarot, which is what I teach with and what I learned on. A great foundational deck. And now I'm gonna do our spread. I am working with a new spread that I created for these readings. And I'll tell you the positions as we go along. It's loosely based on some cross spreads that I've used in the past and that a lot of us know. But let's get to it. Already very spicy. Okay. I'm going to pause briefly to take a picture, which will then appear. Okay. We're back. I've got the spread, you've got the spread, and if you want to pause to take a moment to just take it in, I recommend that. And when you're ready, I'll start. We're going to start with this card at the bottom. I have deemed this position the underlying theme or the secret. We have a few reversals in this reading, so I'm going to do my best to make those pretty clear up front. The way that I read reversals is that it's not the opposite of the card. It's just coming at the card a different way from a sideways direction, something you didn't expect, bringing a new perspective to the card's theme. So in this underlying theme or the secret, we have the devil. And the devil theme is upright, this tension between tameness and wildness, between bondage that we put ourselves in, that we're put in systemically, and liberation. And in the reversal, I'm gonna feel into it. Okay, the feeling I'm getting is really of like paring down and like casting off. So the underlying theme of this moment around the solstice for us is, even though it's this moment of abundance, to not get caught up in the intellectualization of abundance, to not get caught up in how we have learned or think that should look, and instead to really see where abundance can come from. It's not exactly less. It's from lightness. It's from not holding, from like releasing burdens. So that's the underlying theme or the secret for now for us is, where are we secretly holding more than we need to? in such ways that it actually keeps us from abundance. I'm gonna take these off so I can get my eyeballs a little closer to you. Okay, I'm gonna move on now to the card on the left, which I have deemed releasing. This position is about releasing. What are we releasing in this moment around the solstice, in this moment in the wheel of the year? And we have the 7 of Swords reversed. I'm gonna take a moment with that. Okay. This reversal feels pretty straightforward to explain. The 7 of Swords is about deception of some kind. You can see that this figure is like stealing swords from an enemy camp and walking away with them. And it's reversed. So this is really interesting because it's in conversation with that first card. Where are we stealing from ourselves? Where are we deceiving ourselves? These are things that we're ready to release. It makes me like there's this really lovely through line between this card and the reverse Devil of like, where do you maybe not need to be carrying those swords? Hiding something from yourself, perhaps protecting yourself in a way that feels like it should make you feel safer, but is actually kind of a burden. That's something I work on a lot in my coaching with people, and I work on a lot in myself, is like, where are these things that used to feel like they kept us safe, or they still feel like they should be keeping us safe, but actually they become a real burden. And some parts of us are really ready to let those go and play different roles. So yeah, this card is about what, where are we deceiving ourselves, simply? And to complicate it a little more, how is that deception coming from ways that we're holding things tightly? Perhaps holding the blanket over our heads, or holding a cover over our eyes so that we don't see things in ways that the devil is asking us to just cast off and liberate ourselves. Let's move on to the next card, which I'm going to go to the card on the right now. I've deemed this card the planting card. What seeds are we planting as we move from solstice to Lunasa in early August? That's the next upcoming Wheel of the Year holiday, and it's about the height of harvest, or the first harvest, I should say. So what are we... I can hear my cat and my partner moving around. What are we planting? What are we working with? What are we cultivating? What is about to start growing? Which is an interesting question to ask at this time of year, which is like the height of growth. Midsummer, solstice, the most sun, the most growth, abundance. In the natural world, we've got the Chariot, which I will sit with for a moment. It's movement and starting things with discernment. That just came through really strongly for me. Movement and starting things with discernment. And I think that this is a lesson that I'm like learning in this moment about the Chariot, is that one possible misinterpretation of the Chariot is that it's all about movement and like, let's go. And I think that I'm really feeling this message of the Chariot only gets to go, or only wants to go, when an assignment is really important. When the thing that's taking off, or that we are aiding in taking off, that we are, the project that we're starting, or the thing we're embarking on, is really going to flow the best, going to be birthed the most fully. when we're choosing with discernment. So planting a seed of discernment in what actions we take and what we invest our energy in. Okay, let's move on to this last card. This card I've deemed look for, connect with, learned from. This is what we are looking for, connecting with, and learning from in this moment and in the upcoming weeks. I just want to highlight that this card you can see in the picture, but I'll also show it here. My rabbit has had a little snack of this card. Tulip, she's napping next to me. Maybe I'll bring her up at the end of this reading. Anyway, that's pretty cute. So this position of what are we looking for to connect with and to learn from in this moment is the Magician reversed. I'll sit with that. So this is really in conversation with that reading of the Chariot. The Magician is about reaching one hand up to connect with the magic of the universe and pointing the other hand down to bring it into reality. This being a channel for magic. And we can see on the table of this figure all of the suits. So we've got pentacles, cups, swords, and wands. So this magician, they have access to all of those different kinds of magic. And what we are reaching for or learning from in this moment is that it's not all about doing the magic proactively. It is also about, dare I say, mainly about, someone is wanting me to say that, mainly about waiting to see what magic asks to collaborate with us. Listening and working collectively with the universe to see what magic needs to be channeled. So let's look for and listen for when the universe is flirting with us, is a phrase that a group of friends of mine have been using lately. Where is the universe flirting with us? And how can we flirt back and create magic in that way rather than needing it to come entirely from us and go outwards? All right. So that's our reading. I'm just tuning into, is there anything else that is wanting to be said? The answer is nope, you covered it. I think those four directions, 4 elements, 4 4 pieces really complete the puzzle. And Tulip is being so cute because now I'm going to bring her up. Hey, baby. That's why I was laughing. She's just such a fluffy snuggle. Such a magical collaborator. This is my rabbit Tulip. We hope you have a wonderful solstice. And check out my solstice meditation also up here on YouTube. And you can check out my Patreon or how to work with me and learn more about what I do in the links below. Happy solstice.